I can cook for you. I can clean for you. I can raise your kids. I can tell you how so much soul comes from me. That's the reason why you taste it in my food. But you can't vote for me. I can walk into a room, be the biggest thing there without even having to talk. But you can't vote for me. The street, I can tell you how to raise your kids right, and I can tell you how to have a fight because you ain't got no fight like I got. But you can't vote for me?
You gonna vote for me?
No.
What is it?
You better thank a pair of white shorts.
What was that?
May I?
I mean, what was that?
So,
Sir.
so the thing that sticks out to me, the line that sticks out to me is, I can walk in a room and I'm the biggest person in the room. Yes, clearly, we know that. And all of her whole thing, exactly, her whole thing was about food. Yes, it's very clear.
I put my soul in the food that I'm feeding.
Food and feed you and feed you. Obviously, we know you've never missed a meal, Miss Bald-Headed Woman. And I don't like talking about people, but I'm just saying, like, stop yelling at my black man, first of all.
I got a headache, number one. I have a headache. All the things she was saying was about her woman, her as a mom, taking care of her children, her family.
But you can't vote for me.
Right. I don't. It was nauseating. Number one, I thought it was embarrassing.
Absolutely.
I did like her shoes. They were
that
cute.
part.
Those shoes were cute.
That was it.
But but I mean, she's yelling. She's talking about, you won't, like you said, you won't vote for me. On what basis?
Who is she?
Talked about was how, again, like I said, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Maybe that's what the connection she's making there. But she's taking care of her home, your children. That's what you are supposed to do.
No, we're not going to vote for you. Just because you're doing what you're supposed to
whatever.
do.
Okay, there are single mothers that sacrifice greatly because they have to do it. They're the only ones there that are doing it. Fine.
That's their fault.
I mean, I'm taking nothing from that.
Let's set the story straight with that. Married women take care of their children too.
Yes, because it's a woman's job.
But the point that I think that we're all trying to make is, where's the joy? What happened to the joy? I thought this was the joyful time. Right. She was so angry, and I know a bunch of men, and I don't mean that in like the colloquial.
But you don't know a bunch of men. I know a lot of people.
Oh, no, that's Kamala the Mamala, right? But I know a ton of men, and I count them all as many of them as my brothers. Exactly. I'm very close to them. We spend a lot of time together, and when I'm angry at them, I talk to them like an adult.
Exactly.
I don't scream and yell at them because the first thing they do is they walk away. They're like, I ain't got no time for this. When you get yourself together, come back and talk to me. Nothing that she said, we could barely understand because she was so angry in that moment. And it makes it hard to believe that somebody paid her to be at this voter registration event.
They did?
Well,
I hope not.
I don't think she'd do that for free.
You got a glimpse of the people in the background that were watching her. I don't know if they were just standing on the street or wherever they were, but you got a glimpse of how they were dressed and how she was dressed to present anything. Why would you dress like that? I don't know. It was
First of all, she was way too masculine.
Word.
Yeah, she's very
spoken word artist.
Mm-hmm, right.
That's who she was.
Right. Yeah.
That they probably asked to come in, to do this piece, and it was so corny.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God!
I didn't like her words at all.
You cannot vote for me.
That's not how she said it at all.
Whatever. But I mean, it was. She had to do that. Like, I'm gonna, lower my voice, but you can't vote for me. But you can't eat my food.
Look,
But those shorts. The shorts for me. Oh my goodness! Anyone who walks out of the house in those shorts, do not vote for them.
Yeah, they're not the
and
one
we
to give
do
you
know
political
she was
advice.
using that as an analogy for Kamala Harris. She's talking about Kamala Harris. But it was bad. I mean, but this is the type of women that are riding for Kamala Harris, are supporting Kamala Harris. I mean, they're overly masculine. She had a very wide back. She was shaped like an upside down V. And it's just it's too much. It's too much.
So Slim Thug recently came out, and Slim Thug, he's a Texas rapper, and he said that he can get a robot. They have robots now to do all the cooking and cleaning and sex. So women got to come up with something else other than cooking and cleaning to present ourselves as women. We know that there are way more duties to be a woman than cooking and cleaning, because they can get anybody to do that.
Why would someone vote for someone because someone can cook and clean and
That ain't
that's
got nothing
not
to do
the
with it.
point. The point is, I'm sure these black men who don't want to vote for Kamala, they're not voting for her because she's black. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
no,
because
I don't
some of
think
them are.
so. I think
But what were you saying?
I think generally speaking, I hope that people are not voting based on race.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yana. You hope,
but okay.
it's happening.
I don't. I think if we had someone
Try again.
qualified to be,
Condoleezza Rice.
Right.
exactly.
Bonnie Rice.
I mean, we had black and white and Hispanics and Asians voting for Obama, right? Majority of the country were voting for Obama
Because he was black.
No.
Yes.
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 Oh,
Overwhelming.
Yana.
Yes.
Okay.
They wanted to
white
make
people
history.
did not.
Yes.
Yes. They
Yes.
did.
White
Overwhelming.
liberals.
Yes, Donna, they did.
Overwhelming.
Yes.
Overwhelmingly.
You have
Yes.
you have a lot of white liberals who still to this day say, "I'm just so happy I got to vote for the first black president."
And now the first woman now, that's their thing. Not even black,
But
but
you know what I
woman.
noticed? This is what I noticed. Again, this is really directed towards black people in general. Many of these politicians, or like this woman, whatever, the spoken word, why is food always used to lure or rein in or hook black people? It's always food, chicken, collard greens in the tub, whatever. It's always a hook.
Because food is something when the family gathers together.
I get that. It is. I get food is universal. Of course, we all need it.
Right.
But politicians and people, they always use food as a hook. Like, I'm going to do this for black people. And it's always something couched with food. Not to mention that we are already obese. I mean, it's never substantive.
Hypertension,
I'm just saying they use the lowest common denominator, if you will. They don't challenge black people by and large with their mind and to give them policy and be able to critique and things like that. It's food. I'm gonna fry some chicken for you. I'm gonna cook for you. I'm gonna get some collard greens in the bathtub.
Okay.
Whatever.
Was it-
It's
I'm not mad at that.
Hillary Clinton, didn't she take out the
Hot sauce.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's, and speaking back to what you said about Obama, I'll never forget this. A couple years ago, I was at the mall, and it was a 2-stall bathroom, and one stall was not working. So I went to the bathroom, and somebody was in the one working bathroom, and she was in there for a while, and I was waiting, and it was very bad smelling. I guess she was passing her bowels. And so
Please get
so
to the point,
finally-
Kamala.
I know.
Kamala, please.
So finally she comes out of the stall, and I think she was sort of like embarrassed, and then she was just like, she had been in there for such a long time, and I was waiting. So she's washing. I went to use the bathroom, and it was really bad.
Okay.
So when I came out, she was still there. She was washing her hands still, and I'm thinking like, why is she still washing her hands? And so I went over to wash my hands, and so she was like, "I'm so sorry, it's just, I had an upset stomach or whatever." And I said,
It's a restaurant.
"Yeah." I said, "No, it's fine." So she was like, I voted for Obama.
What?
Oh
Are you
my
serious?
God.
was
Over
not
some
her
shit. Right. Over shit.
This was
Talk about shit.
This
and
was
Obama.
her way of, I guess,
A kindredship with
yeah,
black
or
woman.
just like saying, I've done something for the black people. So she,
Excuse my shit.
So wait, she blows the back off the
Yeah,
toilet,
right.
but she voted for Obama,
Well,
so you should be good with
she
her.
said it to me like she had just she saved a Holocaust survivor.
Oh.
She was like
Was
she
she
can't.
black?
So
No,
proud.
she's white. She was
Of course
white.
not.
She was like, she was like, hey, you know what? I want to tell you something. She said, I voted for Obama.
You know what I wish you, I thought about this. You should say, you know what, lady? You know what we have in common? Your shit stinks too.
Wow. That is so.
But it's weird, but this is what I'm talking about. These people, there are people out there that do, unfortunately, just vote based on race.
And that's why I love when I run into people like that, I love to say something like, "Oh, well, I voted for Trump." We're not the same. They're not like us.
Right.
I love to
like
stun
us.
them with that.
Yep. All right. So again, guys, continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please please subscribe to this broadcast. You know, we know the mainstream media does not give out the facts. They are in line with the Democrats, most of the mainstream media. So we're building a community of like-minded people with the similar values. We may not agree on everything, but we agree on freedom. We agree on freedom.